In an electrifying showdown, the best of the best, Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev faced each other and gave us a night full of thrill and action. Here are some of the best pros' reactions.
Eddie, I was surprised by the decision, but just
a joke.
Say that again.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
They knew. They told him in the 10th round, you have to knock him out to win this fight.
Who told him, the corner?
Yeah, it's on TV.
Yeah.
They're all standing in the corner. The fight's over. We're in the Bivol's corner. I'm looking around. They are like this. How could you score that fight 8-4 to Artur Beterbiev? Unbelievable. Terrible decision. Terrible decision.
What can be done? What are you guys gonna do to?
Listen, hopefully His Excellency will do the decent thing and give both Bivol a rematch. It was a masterclass performance in what was an amazing fight. I don't want to disrespect Artur Beterbiev because he's an incredible champion, but he did not win that fight. Dmitry Bivol won that fight. Yeah, look, we've seen it before, haven't we? But you just hope that it doesn't happen in a fight of this magnitude. I turned to Frank, His Excellency, everybody on the row behind, got to the TV row, and everybody said, Bivol 2, Bivol 3, Bivol 1. I couldn't even find a draw.
Was one of them 116, 112 to Beterbiev?
116, 112 is, how can you give Dmitry Bivol 4 rounds in that fight? He controlled the fight. Listen, he got buzzed in the fight, he buzzed Artur Beterbiev. And no disrespect to Artur Beterbiev, who is an amazing fighter, and it was an incredible fight to watch. I just feel gutted for the kid, because that's a lifetime of work where he should be walking out of that ring as undisputed world champion.
Do we get this rematch on? Does he deserve it, Bivol?
His Excellency said, wrong decision, I'll do a rematch. So, fingers crossed, he'll keep to his word and we'll see it in the early new year.
Well done on beating Frank tonight.
Well, I don't think we're ever going to find out, are we? Because he doesn't fancy the fight. You know that, and I know that, and you can see why. I thought he'd done what he had to do with an opponent. He had him trouble in the first round. The Polish guy, gutsy, but was never going to win the fight. But I thought Eubanks looked very average.
You know, we forget. I talked about it earlier. Beterbiev, the other guy looks more polished than he is, and more dimensional, and he is. But never sleep on Beterbiev technically being sound. Because he is. He's covered up, he's buttoned up, comes in the right way, behind the jab, a strong jab, a hard jab. I was surprised Beterbiev didn't go to body more early. But you know what? As soon as I got surprised, what did he do? He went to the body late, and it made a difference. It took some of the air out of the tire of Bivol and made him stand in front a little too much. But a lot of heart by Bivol, both guys. Bivol went to the body more up until the end than Beterbiev was, believe it or not. But a tremendous fight, a fight that was fitting of a unification fight of two great fighters.
Quite a pen how to score that fight. Like Beterbiev winning the fight. I was seeing people online saying Bivol won it. People I know who were watching the fight on TV said Bivol won it. Beterbiev winning the fight. I think Bivol started off fast, wasn't early runs, started slowing down then. Beterbiev started really up. I think a rematch is granted. Effectively, I don't think it goes any other way. I think Beterbiev just puts applies pressure and cuts his point down.
I don't want to disrespect Artur Beterbiev. They're two of the greatest fighters of our generation. You saw the body language. They were in the corner. They knew they'd lost the fight. 116, 112 to Artur Beterbiev. You gave Dmitry Bivol 4 rounds. They gave Bivol. This is a joke.
That was fun.
It's a 7-5, 8-4 fight to Dmitry Bivol. He was cruising the fight. He gave up some rounds at the end of the fight. They knew the body language. They're telling him in the corner, you have to knock him out
at the end of the
fight. You have to knock him out to win the fight.
We sat when we were sitting.
You know, he's.
It might be trying to get a rematch.
He was robbed of the Undisputed Championship tonight. Because when you get deserves like that, 116, 112.
It deserves a rematch.
I cannot believe you give Dmitry Bivol.
And I've got to be honest, if I was in his position, I'd be upset. I mean, I did before you got it. I felt he did one. I never won by a couple of rounds.
Personally, I thought Dmitry nicked that. I thought Bivol nicked that.
I've got to be honest, I thought it was a close fight, but I thought Bivol nicked it. I did myself.
I mean, it was a close fight.
It was a close fight, but I did think Bivol won it.
Okay. How did you have it, Frank? Did you score it?
I had a couple of rounds. I had him up by a couple of rounds. Sorry, I had him up by a couple of rounds.
Okay. A fascinating fight, though.
It's a great fight. I mean, really good, keenly fought contest, and both of them really give everything they had.
How tough was this fight?
I don't know. Listen, I'm a neutral in it, to be honest. I mean, I've not got any interest. I did think Bivol just won it.
What was His Excellency saying? Does he want a rematch? What does he want?
I don't know. I haven't spoken to him. I'm sure he will do, that's for sure.
Was you confident going into the last round?
Listen, that was a kind of mix. We know that was a very, very close fight. But I told Artur, like, we need knockout, we need to go. Because when he put pressure on him, he was alone. And that's exactly what I want to create, like some emotion, like stay with him. And I think we win the 2 last round and win the fight.
How did you score it yourself?
Very close. At the end, I was not sure, like maybe draw, maybe I win, maybe. That was a very close fight, but we win the second part of the fight, of course.
Listen, I'm not gonna jump. But what a fight that was, honestly. As a boxing fan, to see 2 great fighters, I mean, wow. I mean, look, I've not seen a fight like that for a very, very long time. Both guys were punch perfect, to cut the ring well. But one thing about Bivol, I've seen him fight before, and I had him winning this fight before watching it. But it's the first time I've seen Artur fight, and what a beast he is. I mean, the guy was punch perfect, solid, took some big shots, but came back stronger and came back with some bigger shots back. I mean, punch perfect style.
No, you can. It's fine. I've got a mic here. I had him up personally, just Bivol. How did you have it?
Up to round 10, I had it even. It was the last 2 rounds that won the fight for Artur. It was them championship rounds which won him the fight, and he pulled through. He put the pressure on Bivol, kept him on his back foot, and it was hurting him. I mean, he did catch him with some very hard, big shots. So I think the last 2 rounds won him the fight.
Guys, I don't have any excuses. I don't have belts. I didn't win the fight. It means I just won a rematch, and that's it. I wanna get another chance if it's possible. I could be better, I know.
Yeah, he did good job. Like, you know, I don't know how he measure his work. I mean, good or not, but I am not bad boxer. I did not bad work, but I think Mark, my coach, my team will prove my. I did what we prepared. I did some part of this work, not all the work. I don't know why. You know, if be honest, I always more critic of myself, and even all my last 20 fights, because of luck, I win them by KO. I'm always complain about my skills, performance, you know. That's why I don't like what I did. I mean, I want to do more, better, always.
I want to say thank you everybody who was supporting me, who believed in my skills, and I want to say sorry that I didn't do perfect and I didn't get my belts, but I hope I will have a chance. How Eja saying, how His Excellency told that he wants to make it, and I hope we will. I will do better. I hope I will try to be better.
Fabio Wardley, sensational.
I mean, look, that was just completely unbelievable. 2 shots. First one sent him up, hurt him. That last one, I mean, that's absolutely not consent. He was down on his feet. Absolutely down.
Все замерли, охренеть.
Все замерли. Мы все замерли.
Артур молится. Блядь, честно? Так тебе и надо, дебил. Вы испугались? Знаете, что обидно? Артур! Да! Потому что карма настигла Бивола. Иди к своей Мармаре. Вот мое истинное лицо. Нет, честно, иди к Мармарихе. Я была права.
The highly anticipated fight between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev took place with both fighters entering the ring undefeated. Bivol held the WBA light heavyweight title, while Beterbiev brought the IBF, WBC, and WBO belts to the contest. This clash crowned the undisputed light heavyweight champion, making it one of the most significant matchups in recent boxing history. Eddie Hearn shared his thoughts on the significance of the Bivol versus Beterbiev fight, expressing how long both fighters had waited for this moment. tournament. While they, of course, wanted to make money, their true dream had always been to win all the belts. Now, with just one fight left, they were both on the verge of achieving that dream and were fully prepared for the challenge ahead. He said, "They've been waiting for this opportunity for a long time. You know, one of the great things about this fight is the undisputed tag means so much to them. Like more than anything, they're not materialistic guys. Of course, they want to make money, but the dream has always been all the belts, and they're both one fight away from making that dream a reality, and they're ready." Whereas the icon himself, the baddest man on the planet, Mike Tyson, expressed his support for Artur Beterbiev, making it clear that he had a personal bias towards him. Tyson mentioned that he was a big fan of Beterbiev and expected him to perform well in his upcoming fight. However, he acknowledged his bias and humorously admitted that it wasn't entirely fair to ask him for an objective opinion on the matter. He said, "I think Beterbiev is going to do well. I'm a big fan of him. I'm being biased. That's not fair to ask me that question." Jamie Moore shared his thoughts on Dmitry Bivol's skill set, praising his technical abilities and footwork. He emphasized how well-schooled Bivol was, particularly highlighting his excellent jab and movement. However, Moore pointed out that Artur Beterbiev, known for his ability to adapt, often loses the first couple of rounds while finding his distance and timing. Moore wondered if Beterbiev could be the fighter to unlock the key and find a way to close the gap against Bivol's superior movement. He said, "Bivol is so well-schooled. His feet are so good. His jab so good. The only thing is Beterbiev is one of those fighters who regularly will lose the first couple of rounds getting his distance, getting his timing, and the way he covers distance is so good. I'm just wondering whether he's going to be that fighter who's the one who can unlock the key to Bivol to get close to him." Jamie Moore added further insight into his thoughts on how the fight might unfold, speculating that it could take Beterbiev several rounds to break through Bivol's defenses. He believed that Beterbiev might struggle for the first 4 or 5 rounds, but could eventually find his rhythm. Moore suggested that by round 7 or 8, Beterbiev might start getting through to Bivol and potentially stop him. He said, "I've got a feeling he might not get there for about 4 or 5 rounds, but I think he might get to him. I've got a feeling maybe Beterbiev is way behind but then starts to get to him around 7 or 8, and I think he might get him out of there." Roy Jones Jr. elaborated on the importance of Bivol's ability to withstand Beterbiev's power. He noted that if Bivol couldn't take Beterbiev's punches, then Beterbiev's knockout streak would continue. However, Jones personally believed that Bivol's footwork would be the key factor in the fight. He added, "If Bivol can't take Arthur's punch, that 100% knockout ratio gonna stay. Me personally, I think Bivol's feet are going to be the key. I think his feet are going to keep him out of the wrong exchanges with Arthur, and I think his feet are also going to be what make Arthur pay when Arthur misses with big shots." Jones suggested that being a powerful puncher can sometimes lead to vulnerabilities, either by leaving oneself in a bad position while throwing punches or by not being able to take punches as well as they can deliver them. He explained that this could be a problem for Beterbiev when facing a technically sound fighter like Dmitry Bivol. He said, "Beterbiev is a great puncher, but he's been down a few times. In my humble opinion, if you've been down 2 or 3 times already being the puncher that you are, it means when you're punching, you're leaving yourself in a bad position and people are catching you." Jones highlighted Bivol's disciplined style, particularly his excellent footwork and overall technique. He emphasized that Bivol remains fundamentally sound in both his foot and hand positioning, making it hard to exploit openings. Jones warned that if Beterbiev gets reckless, throws too hard, or loses balance while punching, Bivol's discipline would give him the advantage and could lead to Beterbiev losing the fight. Jones added, "Both would be a mistake fighting Bivol because he stays fundamentally sound with his feet and he stays fundamentally sound with his hands. If you do anything out of the ordinary, such as throw too hard or get yourself off balance, you're going to lose to Bivol." Oscar De La Hoya shared his thoughts on the matchup between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev, pointing out the distinct styles of both fighters. He leaned slightly toward giving Bivol the advantage, largely due to Bivol's superior footwork. He praised Bivol for his combination of skill and power, acknowledging that while it's a tough fight to call, he would favor Bivol slightly due to these attributes. He said, "It's a very unique style. I would have to give Dmitry Bivol the advantage here a little bit because he has better footwork. You know, Beterbiev kind of just stalks you down. I'm gonna have to give Dmitry the advantage." Jai Opataya shared his analysis of the Bivol versus Beterbiev fight, explaining that Bivol needs to use movement, cut angles, and maintain distance to stay out of Beterbiev's range. On the other hand, Beterbiev must apply smart pressure, walk Bivol down, and look for an opportunity to land a significant punch, which he has done consistently given his 100% knockout ratio. He said Bivol has got to move, cut angles, and keep him at his range. Beterbiev has got to do the complete opposite, walk him down and try to clip him. Opataya Pataya then pointed out that if the fight goes the distance, he favors Bivol to win on points due to his technical abilities. However, he warned that Beterbiev's power makes him an incredibly dangerous opponent, and as long as Bivol avoids getting caught by a big shot, he believes Bivol will emerge victorious on the scorecards. He continued, "I think if it goes to the scorecards, Bivol wins, but Beterbiev is such a dangerous fighter. As long as Bivol doesn't get clipped and in trouble, I think Bivol wins on points." Israel Madrimov shared his thoughts on the fight between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev, expressing how significant the matchup was to him personally, as Bivol is a close friend and part of his team. He expressed his admiration for Bivol's abilities and mentioned that he had learned a lot from training with him, adopting certain techniques that he deeply appreciated. He said, "It's a very interesting fight. I think it's a 50-50 fight, but of course I believe that Bivol has the edge. He's a champion. He's a great person, a true champion, and I believe he's got the skills to persevere. I've taken some things from him from training together and I'm very appreciative of him." Matthew Macklin shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight between Beterbiev and Bivol, noting that most people he speaks to favor Bivol. However, Macklin leaned toward Beterbiev despite acknowledging the strong case for either fighter. Macklin emphasized Beterbiev's ability to cut off the ring and his ring generalship, which he believed gave Beterbiev an edge in the fight. He said, "Everyone I speak to, they all say, 'Who are you picking?' And I say Beterbiev, but they all say, 'No, it's Bivol, all day.' I totally get it. You can make a strong case for either. For me, I just think Beterbiev with 20 knockouts. He's not just a massive puncher, he's a very good fighter. Ring general, cuts the ring off." Matthew Macklin further explained his reasoning for backing Beterbiev in the fight against Bivol, acknowledging the difficulty of keeping someone like Beterbiev at bay for 12 rounds. He praised Bivol's boxing mastery and his excellent footwork, recognizing Bivol's ability to move in and out of range. He added, "He's going to be a tough man to keep off for 12 rounds. Bivol is a master boxer, great feet in and out, but can he do it for the full 12 rounds against Beterbiev? If he does, I'll be the first man to shake his hand. He's a master boxer and has great feet." Matthew Macklin continued to break down the complexities of facing a fighter like Beterbiev, particularly emphasizing the physical and mental toll of being in the ring with such a powerful puncher. Despite recognizing the skills of both fighters, Macklin leaned towards Beterbiev, though he acknowledged that many respected figures in the sport were picking Bivol. He continued, "You're going to burn up a lot of nervous energy when you're facing a puncher like Beterbiev who's so good with his feet. He doesn't overcommit where you can tie him up. He keeps that perfect distance where you're constantly under threat, constantly having to react, and he's not too far away where he can still pounce on you. So I would go with Beterbiev, but I know a lot of people I respect are picking Bivol." Musin Kaysen shared his views on the Bivol versus Beterbiev fight, acknowledging that both fighters were highly skilled and tough competitors. He noted that Bivol would likely win the early rounds, using his speed and technical ability to take control of the fight. He said, "I like Bivol, I like Beterbiev, they both are phenomenal fighters. I think that Bivol will win the first 6 rounds, and then Beterbiev will definitely start picking up the pressure and start getting them out of there." Kaysen talked about Joe Smith Jr., noting how Smith landed a powerful shot that Beterbiev managed to withstand. Kaysen suggested that if Smith had maintained that pressure throughout the fight, the outcome could have been different. He continued, "If you notice in the fight with Joe Smith cracked him real bad. I think Beterbiev has a very slow start, but the minute he starts picking it up, nobody's going to stop it." David Benavidez shared his thoughts on the Bivol versus Beterbiev fight, highlighting that if Bivol could stay on his feet throughout the fight, use his jab effectively, and hold his ground during exchanges, he would have a strong chance of winning. He emphasized Beterbiev's perfect record of 19 fights and 19 knockouts, underscoring how dangerous the fighter becomes once his engine gets going. Benavidez said, "It's going to be a really interesting fight. If Bivol stays on his feet the whole night, uses his jab, and stands his ground during exchanges, he has a really good chance of winning. But Beterbiev, once he gets his engine going, that is a train. He has 19 fights, 19 knockouts, it's insane. So, it's going to be a good fight." Looney B shared his excitement for the upcoming Bivol versus Beterbiev fight, predicting that Beterbiev might not let the bout go beyond 7 or 8 rounds. This led Looney B to believe that Beterbiev's power and relentless style would once again prove decisive in this fight. He said, "I'm excited for the fight. I think Beterbiev, I don't think it'll go past 7 or 8. Someone like Callum Smith, who's really big, possibly fighting at at cruiserweight, Beterbiev got him out of there in 7. Teddy Atlas expressed concern about Beterbiev's age and the toll his long career has taken on him. Atlas noted that Beterbiev, at 38 years old with around 300 amateur fights, was starting to show signs of slowing down. He said, "He's slowing down. He's cutting up easier. He's 38 years old with 300 amateur fights. A lot of tough fights in the pros. He's aging. Nobody beats Father Time." What was the best moment for you in this fight? Who were you backing up this time? Do share your fave with us in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so we can stay connected.